welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed a get ready with me and I'm using all new products. So a bunch of new goodies in here. I wanted to do a haul because I actually got a lot more than what I got or what I showed you guys in this video, but I was just like, I don't really feel like doing a haul today. So I wanted to play in some products, show you guys some new things, and then just tell you what I think about it as I use it. So if you like that kind of video, just keep watching. The first thing I'm going to try out is this Pore Vanishing Stick from the Estee Edit by Estee Lauder. This is supposed to really help blur out the pores, so let's see. You twist it up. It has like a white outer edge and then some kind of tan center, or I don't know. I'm going to just put this on my pores and blend it out with my finger. So that definitely helped to blur out the pores. I don't think it's going to do as well as my other ones, but I won't know until I put on my foundation. So let's jump into foundation. For foundation, I'm going to try the new Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. So obviously this is a foundation that you can also use as a concealer. And it's supposed to be medium to full coverage. I think it's more on the full coverage side. I'm going to shake this up just to make sure that I'm being thorough. And then it's got this like doe foot applicator, like this huge doe foot applicator. I'm just gonna stripe this on and then blend it out with my damp beauty blender. The color is leaning a little bit pink. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it is a little pink and I'm definitely yellow. And the color that I grabbed is number 1 Linen. It's not terrible. It's just not as yellow as I would like. So yeah, I would definitely call this a full coverage foundation, and that was just the one little layer that I put on. I bet you could totally build this guy up. The color isn't bad when it's all blended out. It's not as pink as it originally looked, but it is sitting on my skin a little funny. I'll give you guys my final thoughts when I have like my powder, everything's done, but I don't know, it just feels like it's just sitting on my skin. So I don't know. We'll see. I grabbed a new concealer to try out. This is the Cover FX Cover Click Cream. Oh, it's a cream foundation. Oh. They sold this to me as a concealer. Okay, so it says full coverage foundation and concealer that gives an all-day radiant finish. So, okay, it can be used as a concealer. So I was a little bit like, oh crap, I don't want to put this underneath my eyes. So it is both foundation and concealer, which doesn't really make sense to me because this guy is tiny. It's tiny. So if that's how much comes in there. So you use this all over your face, you're going to be done in a day, but whatever. So the color I got is N10, and I'm just going to use this as a concealer and see how we love it. It's supposed to be full coverage, creamy. She was telling me at Sephora that it was very radiant. I don't know if I believe that from something creamy, like a cream stick, but we're going to try it. So I'm just going to pop this underneath the eyes. I do like the color of it. It's very bright. Looks pretty good so far, and I'm going to take my beauty blender and diffused light from Hourglass and just set all that, every area that I highlighted to keep it nice and bright. My under eye actually looks very dry after putting the powder on top, and even though I don't go all the way up, a little bit of powder does get up there, and that would have to be the concealer because I use this powder every day. So now, as usual, I'm going to set the rest of my face with my La Mer powder. Now, guys, sorry, but this is being discontinued. Like, I got freaked out. One of my subscribers, which thank you so much, I love you, told me about it, and I contacted La Mer and asked them. I was like, hey, is this true? I heard that it's being discontinued, and they were like, yeah, like awesome, not okay. I grabbed 4 backups already, and I'm going to have to get more, and I'm going to try and find something that is similar. So you'll see a video in the future of different powders compared to the La Mer powder, because apparently I'm going to have to find a dupe. If anybody knows, like, of ones that you would suggest, it has to be loose and it has to be a radiant finish. So let me know. I'm going to bronze up using Luminous Bronze Light from Hourglass and my Tom Ford bronzer brush that I keep raving about. I can't get over it. It's so soft. I feel like I'm having a bad skin day because of that foundation. Like, I have a few breakouts here and there, nothing major, but like my skin looks weird to me. I don't think I love this foundation. So I snuck away and put on my brows and also primed my eyes. And now I'm going to go in with new shadows. They're not necessarily new to the game, but they're new to me. I kind of did not even want to pick these up because I feel like they're too expensive for what they are. But I bit the bullet and I did it anyway. So I grabbed some Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, my very first beef with this is that I'm pissed that there is not any magnets on the back. So the magnet for these, let me get it out, are on the actual palette itself, and I can't even get this out. It keeps falling back in there. Oh, well, I mean, even better. This is ridiculous. So the magnet just unattached from the palette and is stuck on my eyeshadow. I mean, this could be a good thing. Maybe I can take them all out and stick them into my palette, but now I have no idea what color this is. Oh, got it off. Okay, so Stone. Let me put this magnet back in the palette. You guys, I had gotten several questions as to why I always talked about the MAC palettes and how much I love them versus the Z palettes. And I didn't understand why people said that their shadows would fall out. Well, it's because there's no magnet on them. Like the MAC shadows have magnets on the opposite side. So right here with the name on it. So it can just click in there and it stays put. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, if I try to take one of these Anastasia palettes, like, oh, there's a spot right here. If I try and put this in here, it's just going to fall right back out and break. So I was very disappointed to see that there's no magnet on here, especially seeing as they are, what, $12 a piece. Now you do get a discount on them when you get 4, but again, my biggest thing is I'm not gonna get 4 every time. I'm gonna want 1, or I'm gonna want, you know, and I want them in a palette. So I'm gonna have to either glue them in or get magnets for the back of it. So rant over, that annoys the crap out of me. So anyway, I got Stone. I think this is called Pink Champagne, Dusty Rose, and Smoke. And then this palette right here is Custard, Warm Taupe, Truffle Glitter, which that's a little weird, and then Mermaid. And this is the palette that I'm going to use today. Honestly, I would want them all to be in a single palette and I could dance around, but the point is that I want to give you guys a review on these, and yeah, so I grabbed these. Now I'm going to start off with a bone colored shadow at my brow bone just to start off the look. I didn't grab one of those shades because I didn't want a bunch of duplicates of things that I already had. So surprise, surprise, I'm going to use Blanc Type on a 242 by MAC and just put this right up here. Also, I want to buy more Makeup Geek shadows. However, someone please tell me if they have the magnet on the back or if they don't, because if they don't, I probably am not even going to mess with them, because those are $6. MAC shadows are $6, plus I get a discount on MAC, and MAC shadows are the bomb. So someone please let me know so I don't waste my money. Okay, so I'm going to grab Custard first, and you can see there's a whole lot of powder. I don't know if you can see it, but they're very, very powdery, the matte shades at least. And I'm just going to take this on a 217 and I'm going directly into the crease and then buffing it upward. I really like baby puke yellows and greens. So I was really drawn to this shade. And again, this one is called Custard, and I'm just buffing this up as a transition shade. I'm going to take that shade as well on a NARS pencil brush and go right underneath the lower lash line. Using that 217 again, I'm going to go in with Warm Taupe and go right into the crease to deepen it up some. So I'm going to go in windshield wiper motions to really deepen it up, and then softly kind of buff it upward, just not surpassing the transition shade. Same color again on my NARS pencil brush, and I'm going right underneath. Now I'm going to go in with a 221 because it's more precise. I'm going to grab Mermaid. Not picking it up as well as I wanted it to. And I'm going to, it's not picking up the shade at all. Plan B. This is a Wayne Goss number 5 brush. It's much stiffer and it's a pencil kind of shape, so maybe this will pick it up better. I don't know. I'm going to, that helped. Maybe it needs to be a stiffer brush for this kind of formula. So I'm going to lay this down and then blend it out later. I'm kind of putting it in a little V shape, and I'm just packing it on that outer corner. And then I'm going to go in with my 221, pick up as much of the shade as I can, and buff this out. Push it up into the crease a little bit, just so it's a little smoky. It's just not moving as much as I want it to. Oh my god, this is probably one of those shades that's just a lid shade, and not necessarily one that you can really buff out. I'm kind of disappointed in this, actually. I should not have to work this hard. I do not feel like this shade blended evenly. I keep having to go back and forth, and it's kind of irritating me, so I'm gonna leave it alone. That's the only shade. Like, I've used this palette the other day, had no issues with any of these, but this Mermaid shade, I think it's gonna be better for like spray it with Fix Plus, put it on the lid, don't try to buff it anywhere. I'm gonna take a MAC 242 and Truffle Glitter or whatever it was called and go right on the lid with this one. Gonna take that Wayne Goss pencil brush again and go with Mermaid right on this outer corner. For the inner corner, I'm gonna take a little bit of Becca's Pearl Pressed Skin Perfector and go right here. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's so pretty. I'm gonna run off camera and do liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. For my liner, I kind of wanted it to match or at least complement the Mermaid color. So I used Inevitably Blue Fluid Line Pen from MAC. I actually really like these. Don't show them a whole lot, but they're really nice. It's got a long felt tip on there and they do not budge. So I'm going to move on to cheeks, and this is kind of cute. I'm kind of excited about this. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Neo Bronzer. It looks more like just a blush to me, but it's so pretty. So the package, you can kind of tell, it goes from like purple to darkest, like I guess it's probably dark purple down there. So the packaging is super sleek and gorgeous. And then on the inside, you have what looks to be like an ombre highlighter blush bronzer. This I can't really highlight with, but somebody a little darker probably could. And then all the way to the bronze side. But the bronze side it's not big enough. And I feel like maybe it is a little too pink for me. So I'm just going to use these as blushes. So I'm going to use this today on my cheeks. I'm going to grab kind of in this middle section right here on my Tom Ford cheek brush, smile, and just pop it on the apples of my cheeks. It's really pretty. Now I'm going to go back over all this with my La Mer powder. Oh, and then the color of this is Sienna Warm Coral. So there's two different ones. One's pink and one's coral. I got the coral one, of course. The next thing I have never heard of before in my life, but I was playing with it at Sephora and I had to have it. It's the 24H Ray Beam Cream, and it's from a brand that I cannot even, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but I will write it down below. And it has like this compact here. You twist off the top and there's a little sponge, which I'm not going to use. So you can use this as like a cream highlight, mix it in with your foundation or put it underneath your foundation, but you pump this guy up and this little bit of cream comes out. I'll try not to get too much. Well, let me show you on the back of my hand first. I'm gonna get a bit of it and just rub it on. Like if you watch my Snapchat, this is what was on my hand. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's so glowy and pretty. And I'm gonna use this as a cream highlight on my cheeks. I tap it on my hand first to get off the excess and then going right over top. And it legit makes your cheeks just look wet. Make sure you avoid dragging your hand or your finger. Make sure you're just lightly tapping so you don't disturb the makeup underneath. Then you could also use this as a base to another highlight. So you could use this and then pop another highlight on top and it would really intensify it. I don't know how this is coming off on camera, but it looks wet in person and it's really freaking gorgeous. Super excited about that purchase. Now the last thing, again, isn't anything new to you guys, but I buckled and decided to try it again because the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks, when I got them the first go around, I hated them. I'm not gonna lie to you. They were patchy, they dried my lips out so bad, even with the primer on, which I put the primer on when I did my eyeliner and lashes. So I already have that on my lips and I'm going to try them again. And this is in the shade Bow and Arrow. Wish me luck. If these are the kind that, even if it looks good, and then when I need to reapply and it cracks, it's gonna go bye-bye, but we're gonna try it because I really like this color. And again, this is in the shade Bow and Arrow. So this is the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this works out for me because I really like this color. Please let me know some of the things that you guys have grabbed and have been loving lately. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!